So, how do you measure the power of a military? It's a complex question. It's more than weapons and personnel. You must factor everything that makes weapons and personnel work together. GlobalFirepower.com, a Crunchbase company based in Utah, has a way to measure military power. Crunchbase itself specializes in collecting private data of companies for startups. They've arrived at a widely used index called the Global Firepower Index. By that index, Indonesia has the 13th most powerful military. The factor in that index is the access to oil and gas. Do you think jets, ships, and tanks can run without fossil fuel? In World War II, Japan took over all of Indonesia's oil fields in over 2 months. There is a separate index for naval power. The World Directory of Modern Military Warships has its index. They rank Indonesia's Navy as the 4th most powerful. At first, a ranking that high was a surprise to me, but Indonesia has many young hull ships compared to other countries. They've been buying and building new ships. What about air power? The World Directory of Modern Military Aircraft also has its index. Indonesia ranks only 29, for now anyway. These rankings can change. Equipment comes and goes. Look at what's on order for Indonesia's Navy. That list doesn't include the new French Scorpene class submarines because the contract hasn't been signed yet. Look at what's on order for Indonesia's Air Force. That list doesn't include the new F-15EXs. Like the French submarines, the F-15EX contracts hasn't been finalized, let alone the future South Korean KF-21 fighter jet. The trend for Indonesia's military is that it will get stronger. Defending an exclusive economic zone of 9.8 million kilometers square is tricky. Let's compare other countries' EEZs in square kilometers. The United States has 9.83 million, China has 9.59 million, Brazil has 8.51 million. It's a challenge to secure the largest island nation. Fighter jets and submarines that have the range and speed are needed. The military is striving for 10 squadrons of fighter jets and 12 submarines. Spare parts for the military hardware are critical. Without spare parts, you could have your jets grounded or submarines docked. Yes, Indonesia experienced this in the past. This is why Indonesia wants to be self-sufficient in defense. If you look at the suppliers for the Navy and Air Force, you'll see domestic suppliers. The main domestic supplier for the Navy is PT PAL. PT PAL is involved with building foreign warships domestically as part of Transfer of Technology, or TOT, arrangements. One example is new frigates with the UK's Babcock Arrowhead 140 design. PT PAL has built warships for the Philippines, Malaysia, United Arab Emirates, and more. The domestic supplier for the Air Force is PT Dirgantara Indonesia, PTDI, also known as Indonesian Aerospace, its formal English name. The first CEO of PTDI was B.J. Habibie, ex-vice president of MBB, the German aircraft manufacturer behind Airbus. He was also Indonesia's third president. Indonesian Aerospace was a contractor that upgraded the F-16s with supervision from Lockheed Martin. The company will also be involved with the new French Rafales. maintenance, repair, and overhaul. Soon after, PTDI will have a similar role for the F-15EX. In the future, PTDI will be involved in manufacturing parts for the KF-21. PTDI has sold transport planes and helicopters to 50 countries. The domestic supply of the Army is PINDAD. PINDAD makes tanks, armored vehicles, guns, and ammunition. At SHOT Show 2024, PINDAD displayed the SS Amphibious. It's an odd duck at the show. You can shoot it underwater, but good equipment isn't enough. It would be best if you also had training and exercise. Super Garuda Shield is a yearly exercise between the U.S. military and the Indonesian military. It involves 4,000 service members from 19 countries. Elang As Indo. Elang is Indonesian for hawk. It's a combat exercise between the Air Forces of Indonesia and Australia. Albatross As Indo is a maritime patrol exercise between the Air Forces of Indonesia and Australia. People smuggling to Australia through Indonesia is a persistent problem. Rajawali As Indo. Rajawali is Indonesian for eagle. It's an airlift exercise between the Air Forces of Indonesia and Australia. RIMPAC, or Rim of the Pacific. The world's largest international maritime warfare exercise is held every 2 years in Hawaii. There are 26 participating countries. Indonesia has been a participant 15 times. Australian skill at arms meet. It's a shooting competition hosted by Australia Defence involving 20 countries. Indonesia won 12 times. ASEAN Armies Rifle Meet, shooting competition among ASEAN national armies. Hosting is rotated. Indonesia won 14 times. When this video was published, the Indonesian military was behind schedule in its modernization program. The F-15EX, the Scorpene submarine, and the KF-21 are delayed. Any financial delays look temporary when considering Indonesia's economy. It's forecasted to be the 5th largest by 2030, larger than the countries supplying the weapon systems, except the US and Japan. That's South Korea and European countries that supply the weapon systems. Modern weapons are dependent on technology. That technology keeps on evolving. That's called an arms race. Think how drones have changed warfare recently in Ukraine and the Middle East. Modern weapons need engineers and technicians to support them. Yet it can take decades before a weapon system is mature. Will those engineers still be working decades from now? This is a question that can't be ignored. In context of the countries with low fertility rates and shrinking workforces. That's the same list of countries I mentioned except for the US. But includes Japan, whose workforce may be the first to collapse. In 2050, Indonesia will still have engineers and technicians. It'll still have pilots to fly the jet fighters and sailors to crew the submarines. In this video, I'll review 26 videos on the Indonesian military. Unlike my previous video reviews, the majority are 2 to 4 minutes only. Commenting on short videos is not very useful. You might as well just watch them. Much like YouTube Shorts, I will comment on the 9 videos that are longer than 5 minutes. I normally review about 5 videos, not 26. What's happening to the Indonesian military is unusual. It may have to face a superpower bully in the South China Sea, a much bigger adversary than past conflicts. Now let's go over the videos, shall we? I'll group the videos into 5 parts. Part 1, the Indonesian military today. Part 2, what new weapon systems are on order? Part 3, the domestic defense industry. Part 4, friends in competition and exercise. Part 5, women in defense. Part 1, the Indonesian military today. The first video is titled, How Powerful is Indonesia's Military? Indonesian Military Power 2024. It has 25,000 views, was published 10 months ago, and has a duration of 3 minutes and 24 seconds. Global Defense Forum channel is based in the US. The UK spelling of defense is with a C. The narrator has a UK accent. It gives a breakdown of personnel and equipment for the Army, Navy, and Air Force. The second video is titled, What Will the Indonesian Navy Strength Look Like in 2024? It has 20,000 views, was published 2 years ago, and has a duration of 7 minutes and 45 seconds. Pacific Front is a YouTube channel based in Indonesia, so it's a narrator. It starts with a survey what ships exist and how many have to be replaced. Indonesia's Navy is the biggest in Southeast Asia, but its strength falls short of what is needed. Wikipedia's list of active Indonesian Navy ships is comprehensive. So is wdmmw.org/Indonesian Navy. No mention of the Scorpene submarines that are still in the pipeline. The third video is titled Indonesian Air Force 2024. It has 7.2 thousand views, was published 1 month ago, and has a duration of 11 minutes and 37 seconds. The video itemizes the variety of aircraft. The 42 new Rafale fighter jets are included. No mention of the 24 F-15EX or the KF-21 that are still in the pipeline. Wikipedia entry titled List of Equipment of the Indonesian Air Force is accurate. So is wdmma.org/Indonesian Air Force. The fourth video is titled British Army Soldier Reaction to KOPASSUS, Indonesian Army Special Forces. It has an astonishing 1.4 million views, was published 4 years ago, and has a duration of 12 minutes and 5 seconds. Combat Ready HQ is a channel based in the UK. The video shows a reaction to the Indonesian Army Special Forces martial arts training. Part 2. What new weapon systems are on order? The fifth video is titled Indonesia arms up against Xi Jinping's China with a $125 billion plan to modernize its navy and arsenal. It has 588,000 views, was published 2 years ago, and has a duration of 4 minutes and 43 seconds. Crux is a channel based in India. This video gives an overview of Indonesia's response to the aggressive behavior of China. Note that Indonesia is a democratic republic. There is nothing royal about its institutions. The video has a serious error in naming the Navy as the Indonesian Royal Navy. The sixth video is titled Indonesia Completes Acquisition of 42 Dassault Rafale Fighter Jets. It has 4.1 thousand views, was published 3 weeks ago, and has a duration of 2 minutes 22 seconds. Military coverage is a channel based in Russia. It shows Indonesia's purchase of 42 Rafale fighter jets as an upgrade to the F-16s. The seventh video is titled Indonesia's acquisition of 24 F-15EX fighter jets from Boeing. It has 28,000 views, was published 5 months ago, and has a duration of 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Defense 360 is a channel based in the US. It highlights a shift in Indonesia's strategic partnership with two superpowers. The eighth video is titled Scorpene Submarine, French submarine, Indonesian submarine. It has 590 views, was published 9 months ago, and has a duration of 9 minutes and 7 seconds. Military equipment is a channel based in Indonesia. This video shows the capabilities of the Scorpene. It's superior to the Korean subs that the Navy currently has. No mention of the new lithium-ion battery or LIB version offered to Indonesia. NavalNews.com surmised that France may only offer the LIB version exclusively. The ninth video is titled Indonesia Affirms Its Big Commitment to the KF-21 Fighter. It has 1.7 thousand views, was published 11 months ago, and has a duration of 4 minutes 49 seconds. Military coverage is a channel based in Russia. This video shows Indonesia's commitment to the KF-21 joint project with South Korea. Indonesia has been late in payments of its 20% share. Poland and the UAE proposed to take Indonesia's share, but the project needs a partner that has more than money. Poland doesn't have experience in developing complex aircraft systems or weaponry. And in the long term, Southeast Asia is a bigger, richer market for weapon systems. Part 3. The Domestic Defense Industry. The 10th video is titled Must Watch Indonesian Defense Industry's Profile. It has 173 views, was published 4 years ago, and has a duration of 7 minutes and 41 seconds. Rose Condor is a channel based in Indonesia. This video covers the major defense companies, as well as the smaller ones, from submarines, transport planes, and simulators to body armor and uniforms. The 11th video is titled Company Profile Pitipal Indonesia, Persero, English version. It has 7.1 thousand views, was published 2 years ago, and has a duration of 4 minutes and 23 seconds. Pitipal is a channel based in Indonesia. This video is a company profile of Pitipal, the main shipbuilder for the Navy. Pitipal will build 2 Scorpene submarines with France's naval group. The 12th video is titled Indonesian Navy Chang Bogo class submarine with KRI Alugoro. Number 405, launch ceremony. It had 64,000 views, was published 3 years ago, and has a duration of 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Korea Defense Blog is the channel based in the US. The video shows Pitipal building the KRI Alugoro under contract in South Korea. The 13th video is titled Company Profile PT Dirgantara Indonesia, Persero. It has 35,000 views, was published 2 years ago, and has a duration of 3 minutes and 23 seconds. Official PTDI is a channel based in Indonesia. The video is a company profile of PT Dirgantara, or PTDI for short. PTDI is collaborating with Korean aerospace industries on the new KF-21 fighter. The 14th video is titled F-16 Indonesian and Singapore fighter jets upgraded. It has 4.4 thousand views, was published 3 years ago, and has a duration of 7 minutes and 5 seconds. Update Military is a channel based in the US. This video explains the latest F-16 upgrades for the Singaporean Air Force. Note the Air Forces of Singapore and Indonesia has collaborated for 50 years. Finally, it explains the upgrades made by PT Dirgantara under Lockheed supervision. After a successful test flight by Lockheed's pilot, the upgraded F-16 gets a handwritten signature. The 15th video is titled Company Profile PT Pindad, Persero, English. It has 6,500 views, was published 4 years ago, and has a duration of 6 minutes and 29 seconds. PT Pindad Official is a channel based in Indonesia. This video is a company profile of Pindad, Indonesia's oldest defense contractor. The 16th video is titled Harimau/Kaplan MT, the new face of the modern tank, of the medium tank. It has 280,000 views, was published 1 year ago, and has a duration of 12 minutes and 37 seconds. Weapon Detective is a channel based in the UK. The video explains why a medium tank is needed in a soft soil environment like Indonesia. Medium tanks are easier to transport by air across the 17,000 islands. Light tanks don't have enough armor to withstand roadside IEDs. Pindad collaborated with FNSS of Turkey to create the Harimau tank. Part 4. Friends in Competition and Exercise. The 17th video is titled The Horrifying Moment of the 2023 Garuda Shield Super Amphibious Attack. It has 1.8 thousand views, was published 6 days ago, and has a duration of 4.44 seconds. Military America is the channel probably based in Indonesia. The video shows an amphibious attack by combined forces from Indonesia, the US, Japan, and Singapore as part of Super Garuda Shield 2023. Not shown are Australia, France, and the UK. There were 12 other countries as observers. The 18th video is titled ADF Exercise Ilang Ausindo Wraps Up. This video has 2.4 thousand views, was published 3 months ago, and has a duration of 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Defense Australia is a channel based in Australia. This video shows the first time 5th generation F-35 fighters joined Indonesian F-16s in combat exercises. This is part of Ilang Ausindo 2023, a joint Air Force exercise between Australia and Indonesia. There's also Albatross Ausindo for Sea Patrol and Rajawali Ausindo for airlift exercises. The 19th video is titled B-52 Bomber Lands in the Backyard of China. This video has 9,000 views, was published 1 year ago, and has a duration of 8 minutes and 9 seconds. Defense Updates is a channel based in India. This video explains the ramifications of the US B-52 strategic bombers landing in Indonesia. The B-52, with its ability to launch multiple long-range missiles, is a real deterrent for China. This is part of KOPASSUS, a yearly tactical fighter exercise between the US and Indonesia. The 20th video is titled Exercise Ilang Indopura 2021. The video has 24,000 views, and was published 2 years ago and has a duration of 1 minute and 18 seconds. Ministry of Defense Singapore is a channel based in Singapore. The video shows F-16s and pilots from Singapore and Indonesia during the COVID-19 pandemic. Excuse me. The 21st video is titled AASM 2019 competition has concluded. It has 38,000 views, was published 4 years ago, and has a duration of 1 minute and 10 seconds. Australian Army is a channel in Australia. The video is about the conclusion of the Australian Army Skills at Arms Meet of 2019. More than 20 countries were competing in marksmanship. Indonesia won both the team and individual categories. This happened 12 times. The 22nd video is titled Participation of Indonesian Ship KRI Igusti Ngurah Rai number 332 in RIMPAC 2022. The video has 7,500 views, was published 1 year ago, and has a duration of 1 minute and 25 seconds. U.S. Military District is a channel based in the U.S. The video shows one of Indonesia's most advanced multi-role frigates in RIMPAC 2022. RIMPAC is the largest multinational naval warfare exercise hosted by the U.S. Navy Indo-Pacific Command. Wikipedia has a comprehensive list of participating forces from 26 countries. Indonesia has been a consistent participant since 1994. The 23rd video is titled ASEAN Holds First Joint Naval Exercise Without U.S. or Other Countries Outside Power. VOA News. This video has 24,000 views, was published 4 months ago, and has a duration of 2 minutes and 36 seconds. Voice of America is a channel based in the U.S. This video shows ASDEX, the first ASEAN-only naval exercise. Its focus was on natural disaster rescue and anti-piracy. All 10 ASEAN navies participated. Timor-Leste sent observers. Part 5. Women in Defense. The 24th video is titled Captain Esther Gayatri Saleh executed first flight testing NC-212I with empty propeller. It has 340 views, was published 1 month ago, and has a duration of 6 minutes and 25 seconds. Captain Esther Gayatri Saleh is a channel based in Indonesia. The video shows Captain Saleh flight testing an NC-212I with new compass propellers from Germany. She is a senior test pilot and flight instructor of PTDI, also known as Indonesian Aerospace. Whenever a PTDI plane is sold overseas, she flies out and teaches the customer how to fly the plane. She didn't have a military background, but several planes from PTDI were for the Indonesian Air Force. The NC-212I is used for troop transport, cargo missions, and medical evacuations. The 25th video is titled The Beautiful Soldiers. It has 2.2 thousand views, was published 3 years ago, and has a duration of 2 minutes and 42 seconds. 57 Tahun Wanita Angkatan Udara is a channel based in Indonesia. The video is about a helicopter pilot in the Indonesian Air Force and a mother of 2. She also trains for air-based perimeter defense at Surya Dharma Helicopter Air Base in West Java. The 26th video has an Indonesian title, Merinding, Ternyata Latihan Tentara Wanita Seperti Ini, KOA TNI. It translates to Goosebumps. It appears women soldiers train like this. It has 12,000 views, was published 1 year ago, and has a duration of 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Tentara Tiga Zaman is a channel based in Indonesia. The video shows training for women in the Indonesian Army. It covers survival, crawling in mud and water, shooting, and parachuting. The video begins with the martial arts skills of the Navy women. The 27th video is a Facebook one titled Women in Leadership. First Lieutenant Monica Smith and Second Lieutenant Rizky Puspita. On Facebook, it has 11,000 views. Was published 2 years ago and has a duration of 4 minutes and 57 seconds. The original publisher is 2nd Infantry Brigade Combat Team, 25th Infantry Division, U.S. Army. The video is a discussion about women leading mostly male units in combat. The Indonesian military was a very serious subject. The research was exhausting. For my next video, I need a lighter subject. It's going to be about Indonesian food. The cuisine isn't very well known in the US and the UK. In the Netherlands, it's taken for granted. So let's go for a taste of Indonesian food. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.